All right, hey guys, we are back with another deck profile from Nick. Why don't you go and introduce yourself and tell us what you played?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Nick Grissom. I played Snake-Eye Fire King Azamina at the OTS Championship in Arkham Games over in Cambridge.
Nice. Let's go and get into this deck profile.
Sure. It's mostly cookie cutter. 2 ult connects, still crazy normal summon, but you don't want to break on too many normal summons. 2 Kieran, 3 is too much. You only need to dodge maybe 1 Imperm and then your combo goes off. And the rest of the stuff is just the 1-ofs that everybody plays for Fire King.
Mm-hmm. Happy to see OG Gorenix back.
Right. And then the 2 spells. I don't play Skyburn in the main deck. I only play those 2 Skyburns in the side deck though. The whole Snake-Eye's engine, what actually makes this deck play through boards very, very well, or play through hand traps very, very well. So you got to play them. You can't cut them. As long as these cards are legal, you need to play them, as opposed to just trying to play pure Fire King. And then for like the Azamina stuff, we got the 2 witch, or the 3 witch, 3 wanted, and 1-ofs. So it comes down to whether I want to play 2 witch and 2 deception, or 3 witch and 1 deception. Deception is not as good as witch. It's not an extender. I can't link with it, and I have to have a monster to pitch in order to use it. While witch can equal deception, and then now I have the body for the deception tribute and go on for there. So I just felt like it was just the consistency cards, and then the deception just gets you into the hollow. It always gets recycled. If they ogre it, it sets itself. When you send it, it sets itself, and then you can want it, put it back in the deck. So there's not really a reason to play more than 1.
I guess I really haven't been paying attention. Is 1 or 2 deception normal for?
Yeah, most deck lists are sitting around like the 2 deception. I'm guessing because they want to see more consistency cards and fill their deck up with more like non-engine hand traps. And so I guess that's why they do that. I don't know. To me, it just doesn't seem as good. I don't want to pitch a hand trap and then this get ogred. I'd rather just like summon witch and use it or link with or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest is just hand traps. 3 ash, 3 roll, 2 nibs with 1 Fulalos. I don't have a playset, and I refuse to spend it right now. So if I pull it, I pull it. If I don't, it's okay. It's in there.
Yeah.
3 impulse, and then 3 imperms. The impulse was the lucky pull. I pulled a quarter century, and then traded the quarter century for 3 impulse. And so that's how I got it. The hand trap lineup was great. People don't respect Nib. Nib goes crazy right now. People just think that it doesn't exist. The real question is whether or not it like conflicts with impulse. And same thing with droll. Usually your first action is to droll them, so that's a little less like obvious. But like if there's situations where I have nib and impulse, like you gotta just take your experience in the game and like reading the board state to decide whether or not you just need to impulse something to turn their turn off, or if it's better to just nib, let them play and nib them because they don't respect it, and then if they continue to extend, then you can impulse them. So that's just kind of how I play it. A lot of the times I'm not drawing them together anyways. It's some other combination of the other hand traps.
Do you think people aren't respecting Nib because impulse is just such a good staple now that people are just assuming that they're not playing the Nib because it conflicts with impulse?
Yeah. Impulse is a crazy card. It is absurdly strong. So yeah, there's not very many in the main deck Nibs, but it just cooks rogue. And for this kind of event, just playing an OTS, you expect to play rogue, and so I just want something that's just good across the board, and either one of those can turn off a rogue deck's like turn, essentially. Alright. We'll go into extra deck. The 1 Anima, both the Charmers. Wolf is crazy. Use it to pick up Ash, use it to pick up Kieran, that's the primary 2 targets. IP into Little Knight, Princess, and then our rank 4s, or Link Force, Anvil Well for the inboard, and Atlantis, Raging Phoenix OTK line. For XYZs, the Zombie Vampire, the Garunix, and the Fucho. This is just for if I play against Empire or whatever and get shifted and make that prey. Part of the inboard with Sanctuary, and then Zombie Vampire is insane in this deck. I think it's the reason why the deck is able to be as consistent as it is and win like every time it goes first kind of thing. Being able to game 1, turn 1, make this, see what the opponent's playing, and then you just revive a body and then make a Charmer, and that just lets you link climb, is just absurd, and it allows you to bridge the gap between all 3 of your engines. So sometimes you may just have like Snake-Eyes and that gets you into your Fire King engine. Then you can make Zombie Vampire with your Fire King engine, and then potentially pull a Witch or mill your opponent's Witch and take it. So that's kind of like the argument as to probably why people play 2 Deception and 2 Witch, because they don't want to get milled and like the Zombie Vampire takes their Witch. But it just like, I'm gonna just put that up to variance in the game. Like if they just mill me and they hit it, like they hit it, I'm not gonna cut consistency out of my deck for like a niche scenario. And then the 2 Azamina fusions. For side deck, we got Skyburn just for back row heavy, helps us dodge hand traps and imperms. Ogre, I only play the 1. I just needed a weird spot to put into my side deck, and because I'm also playing like 3 cross out, it's the only hand trap that potentially comes up. Past that, like you could just do a Duster, but I want this in whenever I'm going first into game 3. Strong floodgates that just help when going first. So ideally, I just side in like all 8 of these, and then like take 1 of each hand trap out, and then like maybe take a Sanctuary or redundant engine cards in order to play this. 3 talents. This is just a really great board breaker. In my opinion, it's the most flexible one. I don't necessarily need to completely obliterate somebody's board with 1 card. I just need to use it to help push through for my plays, because Fire King's going to rip apart most boards anyways. And then finally, the 3 Harulia. This is just, it's a side deck staple. Everybody should have it in their side deck.
Absolutely. All right, yep. So the event you played at was the OTS over at Bainbridge.
Yeah, over at Arkham Games. So shout out to Miss Tara and her store. My matchups: game 1 I played against Sharks. Game 2 was Tenpai. 3 and 4 were against Centurion, including Mr. RJ over here.
I cooked his ass. Man, you gotta tell him.
Yeah, he cooked my ass. And then round 5 was against another good guy. He was playing Memento. He slapped me, but I was able to get into top cut. I played him in top cut, and then was able to reverse slap him. And then I played against another Centurion player who literally opened the god hand against me in game 3. It was deck lockdown, super poly, double Blazar, and 2 hand traps, including a droll. And I was like, I can't play.
Right, yeah.
So variance cooked me there, and that's fine. It's part of the game. I felt like I played well. There wasn't very many situations where I felt like I made detrimental mistakes. Luckily, Fire King is pretty forgiving, so even if you do miss something, like Garunix is just going to help carry you through most of the time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for this deck profile. Happy to see you again, and I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll be doing one of these for you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So with that being said, we'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.
All right, peace.